Hi, I'm Kenyon Allen with Little Giant Ladders, excited to show you the Little Giant EZ. Really, there are only two things that make this ladder operate. The hinge creates the shape of the ladder, and the easy locks create the height or the length of the ladder. So if you understand the hinge, only locks in the stored position, again in the A-frame, and we'll show you in just a minute how it makes into an extension ladder. But that's simply by unlocking the hinge. Just squeeze that down. There's a detent inside that barrel. It'll stay in place, and then you can rotate to the next position and it will lock into place again. When you're ready to bring it into storage, again, squeeze that palm button in and bring that to its stored position. That's the hinge. The only other part of this ladder you'll need to understand are the easy locks. And this is literally the easiest lock that we have ever created. Just rotate that a quarter of a turn. Just one thumb, one finger, rotate that around. If you want to lubricate that a little bit, that might help you. We found that a common furniture polish called N-Dust works really well, or a dry silicone spray. So lubricate those, rotate that into place. You'll want to do on this side and again over here on the left. So we have this leg or the side of the ladder free to slide. Notice what I'm doing. One hand leaning the ladder and let gravity do the work for you. So you'll bring that down to the rung that you need. It could be this rung, and obviously this would be the last locking position. Notice that there's a sticker here on the outside that says this is the last locking position. Rotate this again a quarter of a turn, just opposite from where we've come from. And there's a metal pin inside there that will go inside that hole. Lock both of those into place. Make sure those are fully seated. And then we'll come over here and do the same thing on this side to achieve the height that we need for that particular job. Rotate that easy lock again a quarter of a turn, and then hand over hand, notice what I'm doing with my hands, hand over hand, bring that up to the size, the length, the height that you need. Rotate that a quarter of a turn. Notice what I'm gonna do this side. I'm gonna miss this rung or this hole on purpose. Rotate this a quarter of a turn. Same thing on this side, and watch when I bring this down, those are spring assisted, not spring loaded, but spring assisted. Make sure that you get your hand in there and make sure that those are fully seated, that metal pin inside that hole. And then I pull the ladder nice and tight, and then it's ready to climb. So that's it in the A-frame position. To achieve the unlevel ground, the hillsides, the staircase feature, all you're doing is one side of the ladder independent from the other side of the ladder. So it's just a combination of the 1 foot intervals on this side compared to the 1 foot intervals on this side. So this would be great for a hillside, a slope in the yard. If it was a little bit more dramatic, then I would just bring that down to another setting. Make sure that's locked into place, and then I can tackle unlevel ground. Or for me, it's the steps that go up to my front porch when I'm doing Christmas lights. This is perfect. Or again, it's the stairs inside the house. Then I'm usually setting it up like this. So you find the combination that's right for your situation or your project around your home. But again, it's the 1 foot intervals on this side compared to the 1 foot intervals on that side. So for me, this is absolutely perfect to tackle jobs inside the staircase. Make sure that these are completely locked into place. Then I'm gonna bring this down to the floor, and then same thing on this side, bring it down to its storage position. Make sure that those are locked into place, and again, it's the hinge to bring that into storage. Now I want to show you how to make it into an extension ladder, and again, it's the hinge. We're going to start with the hinge, open it up into the A-frame. We're going to open it up again as an extension ladder. This way we're going to do this on the ground. It could be the floor, it could be outside on the grass or the driveway, but I'll bring that into its vertical position, let that rest on the floor, and then I'm going to rotate these again a quarter of a turn and create the length or the height that I need for that particular job. Rotate these a quarter of a turn and create the length or the height that you need. There we go. What I'm going to do now is lift the ladder, turn it around, hand over hand. We're going to bring that up to the desired height that we might need. lean the ladder against the house, the tree, whatever it is that we're working on to achieve the height, and now I'm ready to work. When you have it in the extension ladder position, always remember to have the wheels on the top part of the ladder. For safety reasons, we wouldn't want those to be on the bottom of the ladder for contact with the ground or a rock or something. So make sure that the wheels on the extension ladder are always at the top. So that's it as an extension ladder, and then reverse the process, just the opposite on the way down. So from here, I'm going to flip it over. So I'm looking at the top of the ladder, rotating these easy locks a quarter of a turn, bring it down to its storage position. And now unlock the hinge here and here, and then we're back to the full storage position. To use the wheels, really easy. In the storage position, just tilt the ladder probably about down to your waist, and then use those handles, or what we call the palm buttons, as leverage to drive that. So that's great either indoors, outdoors. That's how you'll use those wheels. Again, those wheels are just for transportation. Perfect on your Little Giant EZ. Let's make the scaffolding. To take the ladder apart, we do just the same as if we were making the ladder into a taller A-frame, where we're rotating the easy locks around, telescope the legs until they slide completely off. Same thing on this side. Slide the legs until they come completely off. Notice that this section, we don't need to do anything more here. It has rubber feet of its own. We're going to call this a trestle, and then with the EZ, you've received what we call trestle brackets. We're simply going to lay these inside of the one outer channel. Notice that when we put these together, I want the flange, or this tab, to be on the outside of the ladder's material. That's going to make sure that this is set up safe and secure. Rotate the easy lock around, and you can see how that'll lock into place. We do the same thing on the left side, and then we're going to join this section the same way inside those trestle brackets. Again, making sure that that tab is now on the outside of the material towards the easy lock. Then you can rotate that around, and you'll see that that metal pin goes all the way through to lock that securely, safely. With these two trestles set up, you can see that they're the same height. You could use a 2x12 piece of wood. That's 2 inches thick, 12 inches wide. You can get one at the lumber yard, maybe 8, 9 feet long, and that would make a scaffolding. But ideally, you would have a Little Giant plank. A Little Giant plank is going to be longer than a 2x12, but it's also stronger than a 2x12. This particular one telescopes from 6 feet out to 9 feet long. It even has a patented feature that we call a rung lock. You have 2 on this end, and you have 2 more on this end. That will give you a sense of security and safety when you set up this scaffolding system. That's it. You can adjust the length of the plank. Obviously, you can adjust the height because these rungs all line up with each other. So this essentially would give you different heights of scaffolding to tackle things, wallpaper, painting, trimming a hedge. It's going to be a little bit easier than using a ladder and every 1.5 feet having to move everything. So that's why the trestle brackets are an important part of the ladder. They've come with your Little Giant EZ. And then if you wanted to pick up that plank, of course, QVC will give you a great deal on that Little Giant plank. Thanks again for your purchase of your Little Giant EZ. It's been great to show it to you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, call our 1-800 number. We'd love to help you out over the phone, but enjoy your purchase for years to come.